Hey, welcome back. I have another unboxing. I was able to get my hands on some of the new guard this week, finally. I didn't grab a lot, but one of the things I did get was the Heavy Weapons Squad. And it was probably the least interesting of the new things, coming because, it's the new guardsman in some different poses, which is nice. And then it's new heavy weapons, but they're very clearly just, HD upgrades of the last plastic kit. So, um, you know, again, nothing exciting, but I really was interested in getting my hands on some just to have them. I do have 40 of the new Cadians. I can see myself pretty much running them exclusively as the Cadian shock troop squads, just because I have so many of the other older Cadians I can run as infantry squads and then just my other regiments. But you never know. I might just decide to take a squad of mortars or las cannons along at some point, and having them on hand that match my new stuff would be nice if I want to make my list one day look, matchy, samey kind of vibe, and not be mixing in my old second editions, which I don't have a problem doing, but, for aesthetics, it might be nice just to be able to do that. I love the box art in many ways, the way they're doing it. Um, Getting back into this, hard to see. Like, it's literally got like old school vibes to me, where they've got like a battle scene sort of. I really like that they're going back to that. But man, the boxes are so glossy, so it's hard to get a good angle. Maybe there we go. That's kind of good. So yeah, nice box art. It tells you what's in the box, which is great. And you get, like I said, a cool ruined city, great for the guard and Cadians specifically. The back, you get to see what everything is that's in, what everything looks like that's inside. As far as paint goes, it's very Cadian 8th standard Cadians we've had now for like 20 years, but that's okay because it's a good color scheme. Anyway, he's going to get inside it, and there's a couple of sprues. I think there's two. There might be three, but I think it's just two. Pretty much two is the standard now. So you get some transfers. I've said this before, the new transfer sheet that came with the Cadia Stands box, there was nothing wrong with it at all. It was a very nice transfer sheet, but it's just a transfer sheet for the guard. It doesn't look really any different than it has for a long time, other than, I guess now that you look at it, they don't have any different regiments other than Cadia on here. We used to just have a generic one. It would have like Talar and Mordia, all that. So you are only going to get Cadian transfers, but again, they're Cadian, so it's totally fine. Heavy weapons, booklet. They're really they're quite in-depth booklets now. You can see what's inside. You get two sprues, you get some bases, and you get the transfer sheet. And then it just goes through how to build the different weapons. I mean, it's an instruction manual. We've all seen these many times. There is a little bit of a nice little rule guide. You do get to know what they do on the board, and it gives you just a nice little breakdown of the weapons without going into big details and saying it's an autocannon. It's just if it's this weapon, it does this. That's nice. For new players especially, it's probably a lot easier for them just to remember, hey, I brought this gun does this. And that's a really nice little thing they've done there. Actually, I can appreciate that. So yeah, one, two, way the box goes. Let's see. Oh, yeah, one more inside. So 3 bases, 50 millimeters. I can't say going to 50 millimeters is a bad idea. I don't have any 60 millimeters on hand, I don't think. I never even thought to grab one, but I mean, we all know, again, what a 60 millimeter looks like. It's about 10 millimeters bigger. And in fact, on the thing here, it's one extra square. So, I mean, it's pretty big by comparison to these. And yeah, It's annoying if you have to rebase, if you're going to be one of those people that says, well, I have to rebase because that's the new base size, or if you're doing a lot of events, it's probably going to be easier to rebase. But for me, I'm going to leave my 60 mil ones alone, and I'll just use these for these guys. But again, this is nice because it's smaller, and the only issue I ever had with the big base was that it's really difficult to put it on like the second or third floor of a building. It can get really hard to balance it on weirdly shaped terrain. So having a little bit smaller of a base isn't a bad thing. Here is the first sprue. This one here has a whole bunch of heads and arms and body parts and guns. I really like the new rockets. You do get 3 of every weapon. And there's the shield. One half of the they're one half of the rocket. There's the other half over here. No, never mind. That's probably a mortar. Maybe it's not on here. Is it on this side? I'm just taking a quick peek. Yeah, I think it's on the other sprue. But yeah, the weapons seem to all be split in 2. The men are split into like a million pieces, just like the new Cadians in general seem to be. That guy has a revolver. I mean, that's pretty much worth the price of admission right there. It is a really expensive set for 3 weapons, especially when they're only 55 points. In Canada, this box set costs, I think, $5 more than it does points to put it in your army. So we are now into we have kind of a mainstay kit that officially gives you less points than dollar cost. So it's been going in that direction for a long time, but the Cadians, I think they're 60 now. I was shocked they didn't go up, but $60 for the Cadians, and they're like 65 points, so they did stay above the 1 point per dollar, whereas these guys here are below that, if I recall the points in the book right. And yeah, anyways, the rockets, I really like them because they do have somewhere on here these little there, you can see it there. I like the little blast nozzle at the back of it. I like that little detail a lot better than these straight up just tubes. It's got a little bit of a more modern, or at least Cold War era rocket launcher versus the straight up just bazookas they used to have. Anyways, that's the first sprue. Second sprue, again, more body parts, more weapon parts. Very sleek weapons. They're a little bit smaller than the old ones, a little bit nicer. Just in every way, everything now is just nicer. It's definitely a case of whether you're willing to spend the money on updating plastic Cadians. If you have a ton of plastic Cadians, I mean, I wouldn't update. Not for the cost of buying a replacement model for everything you have and knowing you're not going to get pretty good dollar value return. I mean, personally, I know if I was being offered plastic Cadians from the last box sets and somebody said, hey, do you want to buy these? Well, this is, like I said, I think it was $60 to buy these. I would definitely not be paying more than like $25 for 3 heavy weapons of the last edition. Maybe not even $20 if they were built, because then, you're stuck with that weapon loadout. Whereas this way here, at least I can make all the weapons just by, a little bit of creative building at most. Same with the plastic Cadians. I would not be paying more than, again, $25 for 10. And that would be a very poor return on your investment if you had, bought a fairly sizable plastic Cadian force. So again, probably not worth the upgrade if you already have a bunch, but they are very, very nice. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts or comments, you can leave them down below. And as always, have a great day.